Well, quel surprise. Isle of Man. I always thought it's gonna be Island of Man or something like that, but no, it's Isle of Man. I'm not sure exactly what that stands for, but it's pretty interesting. But that's the way we're looking today. This is the island, state, territory, country, whatever you want to call it, doesn't even matter. Population here, 84,000 people, for God's sake. And today we're gonna look at them and see how well they're doing, those guys here. Randomly on the map, as you can see. Random, I just clicked there. No idea where we're going, no idea where to see. Yeah, typical British settlement, I would say, bloody hell. It's a British house with a British small porch and a British fence, as always, sir. And a British sidewalk, as you can see. This lady just stepped on this one. This is from 2010 with the Mercedes right there and with the old lady driving, I guess. And yeah, overall pretty good. I mean, even back then they have some sort of migration in England, but I guess here it's pretty steady. 20 miles an hour here, for God's sake, not 20 kilometers an hour, but it's still very low. That's like supposed to be at least 30 here. Like, I don't know why they're going for such a low speed limits. Even back in the day when they have those light cars, just step on the brake and it just bam, stopping in a second. There was such a light car, so small one. Wow, what is that? It's a Triumph? I don't know. They have those weird British small cars that I don't think they even make it anymore. I think they got bankrupt a while ago. Wow, this pole here with these cables looks absolutely fucked up. But the land is nice. Cars here pretty good. Keep in mind this is 2010. I mean, like, they're all that old, or it just happened to find a really old one. Housing here pretty nice, but again, small yards. Yeah, 2010. Wow, nobody goes there, I guess. That often. 2010, just in the awakening, I must say. Just after or during. I think during the financial crisis, the housing crisis, the bubble housing, the chaos that follow. This is a nice Peugeot with, I think that L stands for learning. I'm not sure, just a new driver. Pretty interesting. That's a nice Land Rover. That's a really rich people there. But again, those housing, it's nice. It's very British, very cozy. They invite you for a cup of tea if you want so, sir. Yeah, a bit on the old side. Again, this is 2010, by the way, so probably they improved it by now. I don't know, but still looking pretty strange to me. What else can we say here? Well, roads are pretty decent in this part of the town. I like those streets. It reminds me of New Zealand, Australia, but I guess it's kind of the similar culture, pretty much. I want to say the same culture, but they got some time between them, but very, very similar culture, and they look very, very similar and very, very nice. What else can we see? Like I say, nice Peugeots. I mean, like, so great cars in 2010, for God's sake. Why you give up on those cars for this garbage one that we have today that break over the, I don't know, every 1,000 kilometers that you make one of those, just bam, breaks. What else can we see here in this town? Well, the road surface is pretty decent back then, at least. Now I think they ever said they in the Britain. In England, for God's sake, they say the infrastructure is crumbling, I guess. So maybe here it's also crumbling, I don't know. But seems to be pretty decent back then in 2010. So, oh, just 15 years ago, for God's sake. 2010, I was in high school, for God's sake. Wow, that's really nice. I mean, we start how can I say this one to not be so judgmental? We like those front lawns. It's green, it's nice. Unfortunately, they're gonna need a lot of maintenance to have it like that. So you're gonna use cheap labor, or you're gonna do it yourself. This guy didn't want to do it. This guy wanted. But in the same time, I think we should switch not to this one, like this lazy guy, just put some gravel there. To switch to this wild grass that looks better and needs no maintenance. I mean, this one, it's nice. We see them, we get used to it, like a golf course, for God's sake. But the fact that they need a lot of maintenance and doesn't sustain, let's say, the habitat of the insects, I guess at some point somebody in those nonsense Western European countries, they're gonna say that, and they're gonna ban this type of loan, and they're gonna spark some sort of outrage and riots in the streets and all that stuff. So yeah, we keep an eye on that. Otherwise, yeah, roads pretty wide here for our British roads, guys. But yeah, housing pretty good. Nice weather. I guess they choose this. I mean, like they probably they look on the weather every single day to choose a great day. Very nice, very cozy town, very well aesthetic. I mean, this is an old Ranger, but look how nice it is. Look how nice parking space he has. This is what, a Mercedes, an old one. Wow, such a great cars. I mean, I like that they have those old ones and they don't delete it. Hopefully they Google, they never delete those street views in a old history section. Because in 2050, we can go back and see how they live, how nice it was, how cozy it was. You don't have to hear the story from your goddamn grandpa. On my time, things are way much different. We were much more cozier, not like you have those today, than just sitting on the phone all day and playing on your consoles and all that bullshit. We going outside and play with the ball. You don't even know what the ball it is anymore, so God's sake. That's a really fucked up car, that Nissan Micra. I remember when I worked for a photography company and I have to go this traveling around the country in one of those. My back still hurts today. And that bad, that's how bad I was. This is a Mazda Miata, one of the best car ever made in the entire whole car industry. Yeah. Oh, they have a cable car here? They have or it's the train. I think it's a train, not even a cable car. Wow, that's crazy. And have the station there. The train is gonna stop for you. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I mean, so far here is pretty nice. Let's move on the other side. Oh, look at those beaches. Oh, I really like those one. Unfortunately, we don't have a 360. Yeah, we have one here. Let's check this one, how it is. Hopefully it's working. Yeah, it's working. Wow, that's a really nice picture. That's a really nice ship there. Yeah, nice bay area. Nice lands here. I'm not sure exactly how. They don't have a lot of data, as you can see. I didn't find that many, and I am too lazy to make this a deep investigation. So if you watch this video and you are from this country, please leave a comment and say how things are really up there. But yeah, it is nice. I mean, come on. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. How expensive is gonna be to live here? I don't know. In England, it's pretty expensive from what I am understanding. But yeah, now we have that uncontrolled migrants. They have the riots. They have no-go zones, pretty much. They murder people in the street. That they mug you on the streets. There, they're gonna nick your watch. They're gonna nick your phone. For God's sake, yeah, it's a fucked up situation in England. I'm not sure exactly how much is gonna be here too, but. It seems, at least from 2010, very cozy, sir. So very cozy town here in the Isle of Man. They have that incredible race here, which, oof, absolutely crazy. I like this wall of stones. Look how nice it is. I mean, come to have you an agriculture here, which is pretty good. We're going like 300 miles an hour here. 300 kilometers an hour, not miles an hour on the motorcycle, and you just hope for the best. And if you die, you die. That's it. It's just the way it is. I mean, like, they're truly living there with those race. I mean, like, that's the race. If you die, you die. It's not much you can say about it. You can be proud of that, for God's sake, at some point. Nice small roads. Yeah, they're kind of crumbling in 2010. But who knows? Maybe they fixed them by now. I will assume. They have some sort of a gate here. And they have, like, one of those ships here that's on the loose, I guess. Wow, this road goes to this old castle or whatever that was. I mean, like, they shot some bullets in that. Looks like that. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. I mean, it's such a crazy looking land. Look amazing. I mean, you can write a book here. Probably like if you want to write a book, it's the perfect land to go in, like those English towns, small ones. Just absolutely great. I have no idea who stays here, but I can imagine a better place to closer to paradise than this guy right here. I mean, look at this. You have the lake right here. They can actually bathe in it, and it's actually a dam, for God's sake. So they produce energy. Forest with trees. I mean, like, it's perfect, for God's sake. Oh man, I hate this guy. Living better than me, for God's sake. And yeah, I am jealous. I am a jealous type, for God's sake, for those kind of things. I mean, oh, look at this grass here. That's the grass I was talking about. You're supposed to have this grass in front of the yard. You don't need to cut it. You just leave it like that, and you have that nice feeling when the wind blows. Oh, so good. We should switch to that. I mean, I like those green ones. Don't make me. say that I hate it or something like that. But that one on the short line, that grass, wow, that's the one I want in front of my house, for God's sake. I mean, look at this. Look how nice it is, for God's sake. And it give you that, if you play video games and you see those things, Ghost of Tsunami or something like that, I don't remember the name, the game of the name, and it has those lash, tall grass that when the wind blows, have such a nice looking feeling. And we should have that in front of the yards. I mean, the green one, that it's very nice, but it needs a lot of maintenance. And like I say, we should switch to no labor whatsoever in these things. Maybe we can find one, and let's check this one. Oh, it looks like some sort of a... Oh, they fixed the house line. Okay, so it's not finished. We should switch to those grass. They look much better. Let's see if we can... we're gonna find it right here. See, this one is nice. We got used to it with that, but that lash one, that when it blows, the wind blows, and you don't need maintenance for that one, then you can have a lot of insects staying there, like gonna improve the, I don't know, the environment or some shit. It's gonna have a different feeling. And these trees, when they're gonna go big and nice and tall, they're gonna look amazing. I mean, this one, if you want a small portion that will not require a lot of maintenance, and you have one of those robots that is gonna cut the grass by itself, which we start to see them on the market right now. Yeah, that's a really good one. But look at this one, the difference between a yard like this, which is simple, it's nice, it's maintained, it's fine, I don't have a problem, and this one, which is way better. I mean, look at this. And look at those plants here, like I just say. Look how nice it is. See? A bit more of those and that, and a bit more here and here. It's gonna look way better. So they take very well care of their front yards, at least. I'm not sure how much they have in the back, but in the front, they're looking great. Very nice, cozy, small towns. They're living like supposed to be. It sucks what's happening in England right now with all the mass migration and all the chaos and the riots they have that. I don't think, and the freedom of speech that is pretty much non-existent anymore. I'm not sure. I mean, the reform seems to do pretty well in the polls, but those things, I don't know. People wake up so late to the part. It just until everything is destroyed, they're not gonna change anything. I don't know. Just I start to think like it's not a cultural thing. I see that in my country, in any country. I start to think that's like a human thing. It's just the way humans are. Until they see destruction at a full scale, they don't change anything. Which is sad, because they're gonna take, maybe they're gonna fix them much faster back then, but the scars is gonna be there to stay a long time. So yeah, it sucks. But we will see. But we know for sure what's happening now. It's truly fucked up. Unfortunately, again, all of those, this is 2017, which is 360, which is good. But most of those street views that we saw so far, they are made in 2010. Which is kind of sad. I mean, like, it's not like some sort of a war zone here that you cannot go with a street view car and make another set. See what's changed, because probably it's changed a lot. And even back then in 2010, they have a really good quality of those 360 for God's sake. Now I realize that. It's pretty good quality, eh? Pretty good. They don't have bars on the windows here, which is pretty good. Yeah, it is great. It's a small nation on the island. Probably, yeah, the sovereign state is gonna be, or at least not exactly sovereign state, but deep involved in affairs and defense, like things like that. It's gonna be the British. Right next to them, really good roads here, very nice looking. I mean, it's great. Yeah, I think it's absolutely great. They seem to have like small towns, which is good, so they don't live that crowded. But those houses, they see, that's the culture here. They have those small lands, which sucks. Let's face it, it sucks. Having this is a really lazy guy. They just pave the entire front yard, so don't have to do any work whatsoever. Okay, this is a more lazy neighborhood here, I would say. Looking pretty bad. The fact that, oh, that's a really nice car. I used to have one of those on the station wagon. A dark blue one. God, I wish I never sell that car, but the insurance of the car, it was much more than the car was worth, for God's sake, so I couldn't drive it anymore. Yeah, thank you very much, governments and insurance company. It looks great here. I mean, this is a palm tree or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's great, for God's sake. I'm not sure exactly kids if they play in the streets back then. Oh, they're still building things here, I guess. So those are new constructions even back then. Let me check this one. Or maybe the street views. The satellite images are much newer. Yeah, I think it's much newer. Oh, they demolished those? Wait a second. It seems to have some sort of a housing here. Then they demolish it from the satellite images from what I see here. Oh, that's crazy. And where do people live right now? Whoa, look at those dump yards. Yeah, pretty crazy things happening here. But overall, yeah, I think we see enough. It's great. Nice church there. I mean, that's how England's supposed to be. That everything in that region is supposed to be like that. They have those going through the through the river, which is crazy. But when it's floods, I think they cannot drive it there. They cannot go home. But it's an interesting way to go back home, I guess. Wow, that's a really nice garage. Probably that's the house, the small yard. It's great. It is great. They've really done some really great things here with time. Yeah. Very sad to see what's happening in England right now. Really, really sad. I don't know why they're going for... Oh, look, it's a motocross. Very sad to see. And back then, there was just a field. Okay. Very sad. And they built another one here. An airport. Wow. Very sad to see what's happening in England right now. With, like I say, you can't even use the social media for God's sake until you're gonna have some sort of like 2-3 years in prison. Migrants absolutely destroying everything. I don't know. Like I said, probably some deep human nature that we cannot understand, that we have to see complete destruction before we take action. I don't know, but it is really sucks that not so long ago we're living like they living like this nice peaceful quiet towns, and the distraction that they watch, some of them hopeless, I have to say, helpless, fuck it, I don't even know how to speak anymore. Yeah, it truly does paint an image that it's gonna stay deep in a human history, especially the European ones. They're gonna remember like that they try to self-destruct themselves for whatever reason. I don't know how they can explain that to the next generations, to be honest. What's gonna be the motivation? How are you gonna say it? How are you gonna tell them that you did it for what? To destroy their own people? I mean, like, we never saw, I don't remember we saw something like that in history ever again, like self-destruction. I mean, yeah, we have the colonization era, we go into other lands to conquer and take lands and stuff like that, and that was bad in itself, but to do it yourself in your own country, in your own land, at that scale, how you justify that? How you're gonna look in the eye the next generation and say, you're welcome? Crazy. Yeah, let's go with the numbers now. We see enough is great. Yeah, classic England, I would say, although it's a separate state, let's say. But yeah, the culture influence, it's very, very similar. So let's work with the population. Yeah, you can see the growing rate is pretty much all over the place, but kind of see a trend that's going down. 1955, 52,000 people living in this land with minus 0.85% decrease rate. So they have a pretty bad time, I guess, there. Minus 463 people. Migration was still on minus, so people leaving, as you can see. Pretty strange. Median age back then 40 years old. Fertility rate below replacement. Wow, that was a really strange period in this island. Just under 2 rate fertility. Density. 92 people per square kilometers, and urban population 53% with 28,000 people to manage. That's pretty easy, I would say, even for 1955. But look at this, fast forward to 2025, population not double, but close to that. But look at this. They have, again, some sort of like 2015 minus population. And then they kind of stay above 1% most of the time. But 2025, 84,000 people living in this land, minus 0.05, which is percent in decrease in population, is like minus 42 people. But look at the migrants. Migrants, they're pouring in 166 here. And usually, as you can see, those numbers, except 2010, when the native population grew more than the migrants. In the rest, almost, not every single year, but almost every single year, the migrants surpass more than the native population, which is weird. Okay. Median age in 2025, 46 years old, fertility at 1.5, so they got below replacement, and they got below replacement in 1980s, and even in the 1950s there was below replacement, but I guess they start to compensate that by migration. Density now, it's 148 people per square kilometers. That's insane. Urban population, 56%. That didn't grow that much, but they just grew the towns, I guess. With like, now it's like 47,000 people to manage. But look at this. Fast forward. Forecast to 2050. Population there on the steady going down. By 2050, population is going to be 77,000 people. Again, not a huge amount of the decline, but it is decline. Minus 0.5% decrease rate. That'll be roughly around 381 people. Migrants, they say in this forecast they're gonna slow down, but still they way above the the native population. So again, it's kind of a you might say it's small numbers. It doesn't make that much a problem, but those numbers, they're gonna add up so fast you have no idea, especially in 25 years. It's like an interest, for God's sake. 66 migrants, they say. Now it depends, of course, where the migrants came from. If they came from a similar background and culture, they say they came from Scotland, from England, from Ireland, from Wales. It's a different story if they're pure bloody whites, you know, like British whites, for God's sake. Otherwise, if you start to pour those people from African countries, you're gonna have problems. 100% you're gonna have problems. You're gonna end up like pretty much England. Median age, not that much going up, 48 years old. Fertility rate 1.5, so very steady. Density 137 per square kilometer, which is again still pretty huge. Urban population 80%, so now we have to measure like 61,000 people. They have a city called Douglas, which is 26,000 people living there. The rest of them, I guess, they're living in a urban countryside, but even those numbers don't exactly add up, but fine, I guess. Well, in demographic here, we have some 51,000 in 1934. Now, what I'm interested here, it's this one. Population of the Isle of Man. I feel like I pronounce it right, Isle of Man, right? It's not Iceland, it's not island, it's Isle, I guess. By language spoken at home. Whatever the chart, who make this language spoken at home? Yeah, and on the street is a different chart, I guess, right? 2021 census. Watch this. English, 96%. Good for you. Polish, for God's sake, 0.6%. Filipino, what the fuck? Filipinos going there? 0.52%. Bulgarians, for God's sake, 0.45%. Chinese, can you believe that? Chinese, 0.42%. Portuguese actually makes more sense. 0.15%. Africans, this is how we call it, Africans. What is that, like South Africa or what? 0.12%. Romanians, oh for God's sake, 96 of them, they're living there. 0.11%. Spanish, 0.09%. Hungarians, 0.09%. Italians, for God's sake, Italiano, vero? 0.09%. And others, 1.28%. That's crazy. They're not huge numbers, but you're gonna see Polish, Filipino, for God's sake, Bulgarian, Chinese, Portuguese. They start to add up, and trust me, by 2050, you're gonna see the native populations going up, down, 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 and the foreigner going up, up, up. You're gonna have a different culture. You're gonna see a lot of garbage in front of their yards. You're gonna see yards that are not that well maintained, and they're gonna change a pace in tone, and all we saw so far is gonna be pretty much gone, or not. We will see. What else can we say about this one? It's a weird flag, like 3 legs. Not sure exactly what they represent, but hey, it's the flag. Coat of arms. They have a crow and a falcon, I assume, right? I mean, it looks like a falcon to me. I'm not sure exactly. I don't think it's just an eagle. It looks like a falcon and a crow. Fine. We don't have that much detail about the economy and all that stuff, but we're gonna look at what we have. 91% whites, for God's sake. 3.1% Asian, 1% mixes, 0.6% blacks, and 0.6% others. 54% Christians and 43% no religion, 0.5 Islam. The fact that they had so many with no religion, that shows a decline in my opinion. It just shows that without religion, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a huge believer either, but I do understand without religion, you don't have that much time left to exist. So yeah, good luck with that. Highest elevation 620 meters. Yeah, good for you. GDP, they have nominal estimated is around how much is that? 7.9 billion US dollars. Wow, they're doing so well. I mean, like almost like Monaco. 7.9 billion US dollars. Good for them. PPP, it's around 7.9 billion US dollars. What the fuck? They're using dollars here? I don't think so. Sovereign state, yeah, United Kingdom, they have to use pounds, for God's sake. Okay, but look at this. Per capita, 89,000 US dollars. So they're doing pretty well per capita. And this is PPP, yeah. Nominal, judging by the difference between, I guess maybe they got copy paste and they just fucked up the numbers. But yeah, it could be the same number on the native, but I'm not on the native, on the nominal. But yeah, pretty strange stuff. We have some pictures here. That looks pretty much history lessons here. They have the island here with whatever others is happening there. Like I said, they have that incredible grace. Nice to watch. You can find videos on the YouTube. And the weather, not so bad either. They have a British passport. It's a bloody blue passport like we Americans has. We here in Europe, in the European Union, we have the red ones. I don't like it that much, but you know, it is what it is. Wow, this is a nice picture here with the Golf Bay looking pretty good. I mean, like it's very nice, cozy place to live, to be honest. But we will see how they can pull this off with migrants and the lost in religion. That's those two. They're like a recipe for disaster. Trust me. Having migrants, and we saw the Polish. And how much one? Let me go again. I mean, the English, yeah, it's like 90%, 96%. It's not a threat. Like I said, just gonna add up. The Polish, clearly, they kind of have a different culture. It's like Catholics, for God's sake. Filipino, God knows what's happening there. Bulgarians, Chinese, Portuguese, not even close. Africans, what the fuck is going on there? Romanians, I can assure you, not even close. Spanish, Hungarians, Italians, the same. I mean, like the different, it's close. I'm not saying it's different. Like if they have like English, if they have like Scottish, they have like Wales, Irish. I think they're much more close. I don't know much about, again, the culture of this place, but I think like it's much more close. I know the Irish and the English, they have some beef between them for a while now, but it's still much closer, for God's sake, than Chinese and, for God's sake, English in this part of the way. There is some differences, for God's sake. And if you use them for cheap labor, shame on you, to be honest. What else can we see? Here we have some sort of a nice church here, I think it is. It's cathedral, okay, cathedral. Overall, yeah, it's nice. It's a nice place to live. I'm not sure exactly how they make that much money. There doesn't seem to have that many things going out from there, but I guess they have like some subsidies from the British government. It's like 10 billion economy, not that many people, and the population seems to go down for now on. It's strange. So that's why I think they're using those people outside the country as a cheap labor, which is kind of fucked up. But it is what it is again. Yeah, that was the Isle of Man. Pretty well defended island, I would say. If something goes down in Europe, they doing pretty cozy there, I would say. Yeah, I don't think they have that much to worry. If you're living there and watch this video, just leave a comment, say how things are there. Unfortunately, we saw images mostly from 2010 because the Google Street View didn't go after that there. I don't know exactly what's happening there, but hopefully sooner it's gonna change that, and they're gonna send another car there and just make some new footage. If they don't have anyone, I will do it for free. If they pay expenses, I do it for free. I don't charge them money. But yeah, overall pretty nice. And if you're living there, just leave a comment and say how things are there, because I'm really interested. So yeah, that was the video. Check the others that I make, and see you next time.